Okay, so so everything that we just did was path-based, okay? Let's walk through real quick. What's some things we need to focus on when we're focused on path? Tilt. Okay, good. What else? What else we got? What's important when we're focusing on path?
Connection.
Okay, connection to our power source, that's right. Pivots, okay, that's right. Mobile, what's our big goals though? Hit it in the air, right? So we know for that to happen, we've got to put all of our force into the back of the ball and work through the ball, not around it, right? This is deflection spin. This is going to be true spin, right? We always want to swing our barrel out towards the field, right? That's an easy way to think about that. Any move you're making, if it's causing you to pull across the ball, it's not a move we want, okay? So our next phase is going to be, what's our 2 points of pressure, Kiara? Hip and scap, yeah, right? Okay, so we focused a lot on the upper half there of feeling our turn, feeling our scap. So now we're going to learn one of the things that's probably the most important piece of learning how to have adjustability and land soft is how, now that we've recruited our hip, how we've recruited all these muscles to stabilize our body and our hip, not our quad, right? Not our quad. How are we going to use that to our advantage and why? Okay, so we're going to do 2 drills and we're going to keep it simple. Okay, now I told him and your coach last night, we're doing a lot. And the goal is that Maddie picks up something, Bailey picks up something, Audrey picks up something. You guys all pick up something that you can take home. You know the key concepts, right? You know the key concepts. Now what can you take home and apply? Okay, and it's going to be different for everybody, all right? So that was a lot of drill work, and some of it's going to work for some of you, some of it's not. That goes back to figuring out being your own best coach. All right, so everything we're doing now, we're going to learn how to use the hip, okay, to control our move forward. All right, so first one I'll demonstrate here. We did a little bit of this when we did our movement prep and we got in and around the hip. It's the same concept, okay? So we're gonna go pigeon-toed with the back foot, okay? We'll go ahead and you're gonna feel it in your glute, your back butt, whatever you wanna call it, okay? You're gonna feel it here, not over this way. You're gonna feel yourself sit in your rear hip, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and go like Coach likes to go in the neck slot, okay? When we stand up, right? If you stand up and you're in your glute, you will not be able to control that move, okay? So when we do it, we're gonna go a little pigeon-toed, okay? We're gonna stand up and we're gonna be in the hip, and that's gonna be able to control. Like, you'll learn it. Me and I have done it a lot, so I can sit here all day, okay? I can sit here all day. That's very important, okay? If I'm in that quad and I gotta make a move forward, that's slack, it's slow, it's sloppy, okay? It's too much, all right? So, again, hip, stand up, hold, behind. Okay, does that make sense? Anything you want to add to that?
Yes. Don't forget everything that we've just been doing, especially the last several minutes with our bats. Okay, split hand, drills, the snap and fire. We know what our path was. Okay, we know what our direction was. All right, don't abandon it all right here. Okay, we're gonna let you put it. You know, sometimes I go 5 lessons before they even swing a bat. Okay, so we're skipping ahead. So I'm trusting you all to not forget the things that we just were talking about. So, you know, we're going to come up and get in our hip, tilt. Okay, tilt, barrel depth. Okay, that's what we just practiced was tilt, barrel depth. All right, stretch, tilt, barrel depth.
So notice too, though, when he did that, he wasn't setting that front foot down consciously and then swinging. Okay, he got to a spot in his hip that would allow him that when his computer told him it was go, he can stay here, and then when it's time to swing, his swing just sets the foot down. Okay, your foot will set you down to stabilize you, I promise. All right, but if Kiara's seen a girl that throws really hard this summer, okay, and she has to go mentally, her computer goes, all right, foot, then swing. That's so slow. We just want it to be swing and go, and we're in a spot like we trust it. We've got to a good spot that allows us to swing. All right, so again, hip, up, control, behind. All right, is that good? Okay, and then he's going to demonstrate the other one we'll do. We'll do them as a group. All right, so we'll start with the stand up and hover, and then we will move to what Coach is going to call Happy Gilmore. All right.
Happy Gilmore, it's the same. I know you all have done it, and you probably have done it wrong, okay? Just gonna be honest with you, you probably have done it wrong. Happy Gilmore is the same as whatever you want to walk through. You all done that, you know, this thing? All right? So what we want to master, and I don't care, you know, it doesn't really matter whether we go here, okay? Or, you know, some like to go here. It doesn't matter. Whichever way that you've done it is fine, but what we want is, in all of this that we do, we want to launch from max coil, okay? I want to launch from there. I want to launch from there, okay? So if I'm here, max coil, okay? Don't just, and I see it all the time, and I was going to make a point about this. I see it all the time, and y'all, I don't see it from you, because some, you know, I see some of your Twitters, but not all of them. But I see a ton of girls your age and older, okay, and they are constantly adding every D1 coach in the country, okay? Doing the work, grinding coach, doing the work, okay? Be careful, okay? Pat Murphy might accidentally watch that, okay? They might accidentally get on Twitter. You know, Alameda may accidentally get on Twitter and see that. Be careful what you post, be careful. When we're doing this work, do it correctly, okay? Yes, girl A from Ohio, yes, I see you doing work. I see you doing the wrong work, okay? And do it correctly. So always, what Coach was talking about doing the boring well, okay? This is the boring. Do it well, okay? Do it well, do it correctly.
Hey, and here's the thing, and Jill can tell you guys this, because I mean, literally, when we say she's played at the highest level, like there is no higher level than what she's played at. If you don't like going to Coach Brian's practices and doing your glove work pre-practice, and you don't like doing this stuff, I can promise you, you are not going to play long, because this stuff is done at CBC. It's done at the highest of the professional levels. It's done everywhere. The good players do boring well, and that's so true. Just to think about, they spend more time doing this to get their prep right, to get the swing right, and then they may take some off live machine. And then once they get there and they feel comfortable, they may go a lot of live machine. I don't know, but they do this stuff really well. Okay, you're not ready just because Audrey goes to the cage and she feels like she's doing it right. She's not ready just to go to the machine. Okay, good swings have good characteristics, and I like to use the analogy of, and I know you've heard this, okay, a Corvette may be black, yellow, red, silver, okay, but when you open the hood, it's all the same, okay? It's all the same. There are big motors in there. When you look at good swings, they may stand one way, it doesn't matter, but once that swing starts, most good swings have really similar characteristics, okay? All right, and that's the most efficient way, right? And I tell Audrey this all the time, listen to me, we'll hit. Okay, if you're training to hit 50 miles an hour and you feel good off a machine with Coach Brian at 50, I could care less. I don't care what you can do. Okay, not against 50. Like you're building this quick swing like he's talking about. I want you to hit 65, because I know if you can hit 65 and you know how to control your body, you can hit it. Okay, we're not going to train to learn a long loopy swing that hits 50 and you get your tail end smoked when you face Kiera. You're not going to do it. Okay, does that make sense? So just because you feel good at 50 and you're sending tweets out and all this stuff, which don't get me wrong, Twitter's great. That's how I met him. Okay, and it's great. It's a great networking tool to meet people and to get yourself out there. That's great. But there's really good swing characteristics, and people that know that coach at the highest level understand that, all right? So deliberate work. When you're going through this stuff, deliberate work, all right?
We got off on a little bit of a tangent, but anyway, so max coil in this, okay? And again, I don't care whether it's here or it's here, okay? We want max coil.